bring results, she gets angry. Whenever she can't manipulate her children, her husband, or others around her, she gets angry. What about the idea that she has for herself? She believes Lachesis is smart most of the times, but she believes that she is cunning as a fox. Why does she believe that for herself? Most of the times this is true. She is smart. She is cunning. And this is something that is revealed to her and is persuaded about this characteristic because she is very effective in manipulating others. If I am a woman Lachesis and I am so good at manipulating my children and get the results that I want, then I say I'm a fox. I don't say it to others. Most of the times I say it to myself. I may be proud about it when I talk to others of how I manipulated that person or the other person, then I will say it. But I will not say it to the one that I manipulate. But I will say to my children, you don't know, you don't do it good. My children may be 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old. They may have their own children and grandchildren, and always I may be 98 years old like that, one step before death, with my mind getting and mental function slowed down, but my belief is that you don't know, I know, do it my way. Lachesis believes that she is a fox. She may go to the one neighbor woman and say to her, oh, I get a difficulty, but I must reveal something to you. You see, the other neighbor there says bad things about you, which is not true. Then I go to the other neighbor woman and say, you know something? She has said some bad things about you. And then I put them fighting, I make them fighting, and I sit and laugh. You see, manipulation, exaggeration, self-centered will, perversion. So, in order to be the one that is dominant, she manipulates all others. That is her syphilitic tendency. And she is very good at it. She is a fox, a cunning fox. And she is very flexible. She can adopt any kind of behavior. Today, this kind of behavior to the same person and at the same condition, tomorrow a different one. For example, she suppresses her son, her 18 years old son. And she is direct. You should do that because I know, because I pay for the bills, because I'm your mother and I love you. You don't know, and then if she sees that this tactic, if she realizes that this tactic is not working, the straightforward suppressing behavior, then she may next day adopt a different behavior or the same minute. If she sees that the tactic is not working and her boy, her son, becomes very angry and wants to do things another way, then she may fake, oh, I'm so confused, I'm so hurt, oh my heart, I have this problem with my heart. She lies on the bed and starts crying, oh, what did I do to you, my boy, my son? And what did you do to me? Why don't you listen to your mother? Oh, you can do anything you like. I will always love you no matter what you do. And then the psoric son is manipulated and says, oh mother, I will do whatever you want. Oh, you're such a good child. I don't want you to do what I want. I want you to do what Christ said that we should do. Be a good member of society and so on, and don't hurt your mother. Okay, I may have been a little pushy, but it's for your own good, and so on. You see, 180 degrees change of behavior. Suppression, faking, you can do anything you like as long as it suits my will. So, she's cunning and she's quick in thinking. Most syphilitic constitutions are smart and quick thinking. Otherwise, they couldn't manipulate others. They are trained in this art and they have experience. All their life is this implementation of this art. What about introversion and extroversion? Introvert or extrovert. What is Lachesis? Again, we have all kinds of behavior. When it comes to primary behavior, Lachesis is introvert. She doesn't talk about her personal problems and personal matters to others. Why? Because she is a very she doesn't want others to know her personal matters, because if others know your personal matters, then they can manipulate you. No, you can't manipulate them. You can't project a certain image to others. And because she herself is quite a gossiper, she gossips others. She says things about others. So, if I am a gossiper, if I gossip a lot, then I have the impression that also all others gossip. So all others may gossip me too, in the same way that I gossip them. So I tend to be introvert, not to reveal my personal matters, because others may gossip about me to others. So you see, most of the times we judge things according to what we do, to how we are. So if I am a gossiper, if there is such a word in English, I gossip. If I am a gossiper, then I believe that all others are so. If I believe that I am a cunning fox, then I most of the times believe that maybe others are also smart and cunning like a fox, so I should be aware. Or I may believe that all others are stupid. All those that I can manipulate, I can do it because they are stupid. So, mainly, the primary behavior and the secondary behavior of Lachesis is that she is introvert. She doesn't talk about her personal matters. Yet, I may pretend to be open-hearted to all. I don't have secrets. I have nothing to be to feel bad about, because I'm a good Christian. So I talk about everything. I don't keep things for me. We are all sins, after all, sinful people. So we are all sinners. So in the eyes of God, we speak and say what we are. Yet there are times that, due to exaggeration and manipulation, a Lachesis mother may be very extrovert, but deliberately. Have you ever seen those victims, mothers, that present themselves in those TV shows of very low level, that the journalist calls a mother to talk about her child, her boy, her son, that is a drug addict or a killer or a bad person, and the journalist asks her several things, and this mother pretends to be the victim. Oh, I have given so much love to my children. I have raised them according to God principles and so on. And then my husband left me, and I was alone raising the children, and I tried to protect them from the bad guys of society. But then my son, John, can you hear me, John? Do you hear me? Do you see me now in the TV? I hope, I pray to God that you see me. And I pray that you come and follow again the straight path of God. You see, from a little, he is a very good child. Yes, he had some bad companies, and they convinced him to do drugs, and now he left his job. And I call to you and I say, come back to your mother, come back to Christ, to God. And she starts saying so many personal information about her life, about her husband, about her children. And this is not introversion. It seems to be quite the opposite of what I said before. I said that due to gossiping, she is very introvert, but at this secondary behavior, she exposes herself and her family to millions of people through the TV show. But this is a deliberate, manipulative action, exaggeration. because she wants to manipulate her son or attract the interest and the attention of others, even the pity of others, to do her wills, to do her what she wants. So again you see, as here, these quite opposite phenomenically behavior. In the same way, right here, she may have a great idea about herself that is a cunning fox, but she may adopt two kinds of behaviors, extreme behaviors. To say that she's smart and be proud about it and brag about it. And on the other hand, she may say, what do I know, doctor? I'm a stupid woman. I have never been to school. I'm a stupid woman. And she may pretend to be humble. Then we come to fears. Again, we have extreme behaviors. In fact, as a primary behavior, she's not a person that has many fears or intense fears. But she may be proud and brag about being fearless, or she may pretend to be very afraid. What about what? Not so much about her life. If she wants her children to, and her husband, to do the things the way she wants to be done, if she wants to manipulate them, then she may pretend that she's afraid about her health, about her disease, about her life. Oh, I am going to die. I have this or that disease. And she exaggerates, she pretends to be scared to death about her condition of health in order to manipulate others. But the main area that she says that she is afraid of is about her children or husband. Especially about her children. It's a way of manipulating them. Don't be late that you go out now. There are so many dangers out there. She tries to suppress her children, and if they react and want to go out, being 16 years old, 18 years old, even if they are 30 years old, for her they are too young, too careless, too they don't know how many dangers are there outside there in the jungle of society. So she pretends to be very scared of accidents that may happen to her children, of diseases. Take your coat, don't go out dressed like that. You'll get pneumonia. What are you eating? Eat healthy, eat well. You haven't eaten your breakfast. You'll get sick. Eat to get well if you're sick. So she grumbles all the time about the food, the healthy nutrition of her children, about their clothes, not to get sick, not to have any accident, not to mess with bad companies. She all the time says that she is afraid about her children, that something bad may happen to them. But this is just a secondary behavior, a manipulation, in order to control other people. Because she is the mother, the loving mother, and that who sacrifices about her children, and she knows best. And many times she may say, I have got that, doctor, I have got this pathological love about my husband and my children. But on the other hand, if their children don't obey her, she may again exaggerate and say, my son is a bad seed. He got from his father this bad seed. He is a bad person because of his father, not because of her. So she pretends to be afraid of many things, of the future, of the financial problems, so as to manipulate others. Other behaviors. In sex, she may again pretend that she is very religious and very humble in this, very shy in this field, and that sex is for the prostitutes. We should be humble and not deal so much about sex. Sex is for making children, and so on. Or else she may be a prostitute as a profession and be very insulting and saying, I've got the best, I do the best sex, whatever you like, come here and pay me, out in the street. Brag about her boobs, about her body, about her being very hot sexually. So you see, very different and many times quite opposite behaviors, secondary behaviors. Let me tell you of some secondary behaviors that Lachesis tends to adopt. She may pretend to be the loving woman. Oh, let's not forget jealousy and talkative, loquacity. But let's just say some other secondary behaviors. The loving woman that sacrifices herself for her children. The overprotective mother. The loving wife that is the victim of her cruel or insensitive husband, who is alcoholic and good for nothing, or lazy. The teacher that cares so much and loves so much her profession and students. The nun that sacrifices herself for poor people and other people, and that is such a believer to God and so humble. The woman that participates in a group that take care for the poor or for the people that have problems. The religious great believer, the good housewife that is so good in having all in order and cooks, is such a good cook, chef, such a good chef that makes wonderful traditional dishes for her children. The businesswoman that is very smart and very effective in doing her job. The woman that is very hot in sex, and so on. In the past years, in the past era when women were in the house as housewives only, taking care for the children in the house, and the man, the male, had the upper hand, was controlling and ruling the family. The Lachesis woman had the tendency to adopt the image and secondary behavior of the good housewife that obeyed her husband and was religious and sensitive and so on. But most of the times, under this superficial image, she was the one who handled things and ruled in the house. Flexibility, sideways. Nowadays, in modern Western societies, where women have the upper hand, being smart and flexible and manipulative and having great energy, she tends to adopt other kind of behaviors. She may say, I am not for the house, I'm not a housewife, I don't like these things. I'm a businesswoman, I'm a modern businesswoman. So she tends to adopt other roles, but always roles that give her the chance to manipulate other people. Jealousy. If you want to manipulate, if your tendency is to manipulate others and have the upper hand and be predominant, then your husband, whom you own, who is your husband, cannot look or touch any other woman. And you'll get very angry if he does so. Lachesis woman is very jealous, and she doesn't have any problem showing it to her husband. She will, behind your back, she will try to see where did you call from the mobile phone, why were you late, where have you been. She may act as a detective and follow her husband to see where he goes and what he does. Or she may hire a private detective to do so and take pictures of you, of her husband, with other women. And then when she is sure about it, or she has indications, she comes to her husband and say, "Here it is, your picture, you good for nothing, you unfaithful husband." And she may start shouting and exposing you to her children in order to manipulate them against their father, or goes to the neighborhood and talks to them and says, "My good for nothing husband." Yet another quite different seemingly secondary behavior. In the past years, if a woman did not have a job, was not financially independent, and couldn't get a divorce easily, she could ignore her husband's cheating in order to have her family the way she wanted, and doesn't care about it. She could even say to other women, "I don't care, let him go with other women. If he brings money to the family, and if he is a good father, I don't care. I know it's a sin what he does, but I am a believer, I believe in God, and I believe that sometime God will open his eyes." And so she presents herself to other women and to society that she is the victim, that she is the loving, despite her husband's cheating, because she is such a good mother, she doesn't want to get a divorce and leave her children without a father, and so on. Loquacity. Lachesis is very loquacious. She tends to talk a lot, to jump from one subject to another, and not letting you talk. You get tired from Lachesis' loquacity. Yet, on the other hand, she may project the image of the woman who is religious and not talking too much and being so good and not talkative. But most of the times she is very loquacious. We can talk for Lachesis for hours and hours. But the main thing is to give you some examples and the main picture, the essence and the psychological profile of Lachesis. So, we have talked about the essence, we have talked about the miasmatic synthesis. She is syphilitic, and the essence is her syphilitic traits. We have talked about primary and secondary behavior, and how easily and with how much flexibility she can adopt secondary behaviors, even different ones. Non-verbal data. We have sometimes a special body type for Lachesis. As I have said in the past, when talking about natrum muriaticum special body type, in order to have a certain body type to a woman, Lachesis, you have to have a chronic influence of Lachesis on that woman, and especially from early age. From my clinical experience, especially after the age of 40, 45, 50, many Lachesis women tend to have the cortisone face and the cortisone body type. When you give cortisone as a drug for some time to a certain patient, then he tends to have a swollen trunk, and the swollen face, yet the extremities, hands and feet, stay normal or thin. This is the cortisone effect. Lachesis has this body type, quite swollen trunk, yet extremities normal or thin, and face swollen, and maybe a little bit red to red-blue, like the blood that we have in our veins. So, a first non-verbal data information that you get is the body type and the face type. Then there is a certain trait that defines her appearance: exaggeration and deliberate action. She may tend to dress in a way that suits her ideology. If she is religious, and if she adopts to project to others that she is religious, she may tend to dress very conservatively, hair combed and like that, and in a very strict way, clothes that are very conservative up to the neck and up to here, long skirts, no pants, only, or no trousers, only skirts or conservative clothing. And of course, she will have a golden large cross here to show that she is a faithful Christian, or the image of Mary, the mother of Christ. So, deliberate way of deliberate appearance, manipulative appearance, exaggeration. On the other hand, if she believes that she's sexy, she will dress very provocatively. Mini skirts, décolleté, low, something that reveals her boobs, and if she believes that her boobs are very hot and nice, she may tend to exaggerate and reveal them a lot. Exaggeration and deliberate action. Most of the times, Lachesis women is not famous for her style. Her style is Kirsch. Her style is Kirsch. She has no taste. The fashion police should arrest her most of the times. She tends to have exaggeration in colors. She may be 60 years old and she dresses with that pink, yellow, red things, Kirsch outfits, colors, type of dresses. She is not at all stylish most of the times. Another non-verbal data. She talks very much, loquacious. She tends to manipulate you. Oh, doctor, I have heard. She comes for the first time to visit you and starts saying, oh, doctor, I have heard so many good things about you. Mrs. Brown told me that you are good as doctor, that you have cured so many patients from severe diseases. Will you cure me too? I have this and that. Oh, doctor, if you cure me, I will have your picture in my house and pray every day for you to God, to have you well. And she will say all this in the living room, in the waiting room, so as manipulation, deliberate action, so as to give you the motive to take a good care of her. If I get well, doctor, I will bring to you so many patients. And she does so deliberately, in order either to take good care of her or to give her a discount and pay less for her examination. On the other hand, she may adopt a quite different behavior, secondary behavior. She may be very strict, very mistrustful, and say, I have this problem, doctor. What is homeopathy? Do the drugs, homeopathic drugs, have side effects? Because a woman next to my house told me that she went to a homeopathic doctor and she had many side effects, and other doctors don't say good things about you. Are you a doctor? Are you a medical doctor? Are you a scientist? What do the drugs have inside them? How they are, and so on. It's a deliberate and a manipulative action, behavior, because she wants you to apologize. And when you apologize, you are inferior.